Hey everybody, just wanted to jump in here, give you guys an update of what's going on geopolitically. I'm sure those of you who've been following the war drums that have been beating for the past few months kind of know what's coming, kind of feel it in your heart that they are gearing up for World War III. A lot of people have been saying we've been fear mongering, we've been talking about this for months and years and blah, 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 but just the articles that have come out in the past week or so are leading me to believe that they are definitely gearing up for something. Many other alternative news outlets out there are agreeing with me, and I'm just going to go through some of these links. I'm not going to really read through them, but I will leave links in the description box for you guys to click on, read the articles for yourself, come up with your own conclusions. But I sent this whole email with all these links to my family in hopes of waking them up and getting them prepared a little bit, whether that be physically or spiritually or whatever. But I finally was able to convince them, and that something big is coming. There's some sort of reset that is about to occur. So many of us know that World War III has been on the table for decades. It all has to do with the money. When in doubt, follow the money, and the economies are melting down. The stock market's about to completely tank, which I know, again, they've been saying for years, but ever since 2008, nothing has gotten better. We've just been in a steady decline, and now towards a rapid decline. We are in a depression right now, and the reason for this war is to cover up the economic collapse as well as basically fulfill the New World Order agenda, as many of you know. So anyway, with that being said, so here's one from InfoWars. China preparing for war. They're conducting naval drills in September. This one is from Zero Hedge. U.S. warships surround disputed Chinese waters. Prepared for war. World War III at stake. Vietnam sends rocket launchers to the South China Sea. Let's see here. My computer's running really slow here, so I had to kind of do these in chunks. Let's see, what else have we got here? South Korea preparing missiles to take out all of North Korea's military installations. North Korea says it's preparing for nuclear strike against the United States. Sorry guys, just bear with me. Sputnik News. Will the Korean powder keg explode? Seoul, Korea holds biggest artillery drill ever in history. And those of you who've been following the Ukraine and Russian fiasco, Russian military forces are staging near Ukraine. They've got about 40,000 Russian troops, including tanks, armored vehicles, and Air Force units that are on the eastern border of Ukraine with Russia. That is not good. Let's see here. We have got, what else? Expecting war. Russia conducts armored train drills for the first time in 15 years. Let's see here. And then we'll go into a little bit of the economic news that's coming out. It's coming out of mainstream now. Actually, sorry, here's another one. Russia sends new air defense missiles to Crimea. Their S-400 Triumph missiles, which are some of the biggest, baddest missile defense systems out there. Let's see what else. CNN is also reporting, not that I watch CNN, but at least they're covering it. Ukraine troops on high alert amid growing tensions with Russia. So Ukraine is preparing for war. Russia's preparing for war. China, Japan, North Korea, South Korea. Basically, everybody out there is mobilizing their troops, getting all of their assets and military hardware in place, and it's not looking good. So, and here's a few of the economic articles that came out. Mark Faber issues stunning warning that a gigantic 50% stock market crash could be coming. This is out of Zero Hedge. It says it's time for the stock market crash. All three major EU indices have broken record highs. Even Donald Trump is saying that he's pulled his money out of the stock market. This is out of Money CNN, saying Trump's got out of the market. And Forbes is even talking about a crash here. This came out the other day. Hold on, give me one sec. How to prepare for this coming stock market crash. Okay, and that's out of Forbes, so that's not any sort of alternative conspiracy site. I mean, they're giving us warnings here, guys. They know that their game is up. So even Alan Greenspan, he was the head of the Fed years ago, he says a crisis is imminent and urges a return to the gold standard. And then the biggest banking system in Europe, which is the Deutsche banking system, a stunning admission from Deutsche Bank why a shock is needed to collapse the market and force a real panic. So we've also got, let's see, U.S. moving nukes closer to Ukraine. Turkey has completely defected from NATO. They've joined forces with Russia. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in Syria again. We've got Chinese troops in there now. We've got Iranian troops back in there. Russian troops. They're conducting their bombing raids on the ISIS strongholds, and then we've got Turkey. Basically, they've said enough is enough to NATO. They're not going to be their puppet anymore, and they've agreed to basically join forces with Russia, which is a huge move for them to defect. And now they basically have these nukes that are at the Incirlik base over there in Turkey. The U.S. does, and now the U.S. has moved them over to Romania, closer to Ukraine, fearing that ISIS or whoever could go in there and snatch these nukes. This could be easily a ploy for them to get into Turkey, to go into Turkey, and then go into Syria and all that good stuff. And we're basically 1 inch away from World War III. With all this going on, all it takes is one little skirmish, one little accident to set the whole thing off. And I've got a bad feeling that something's going to happen before the elections. There's a lot of talk coming out. Just little hints here that Obama's been talking about a third term, and many of us out there have been talking about this for a while, think that something's going to happen between now and the elections where Obama's going to remain in office, declare a state of national emergency, and basically declare martial law. And we remember he came out with this article a few months ago, back in June. Barack Obama warns Americans to be prepared for a disaster. And then this is interesting. You guys might have seen this. It came out today. A lot of the sites have been covering it. But Germany has come out, and the German government is urging its citizens to stockpile food and water. Fuck off pop-ups. I'm so sick of these pop-ups. Sorry, guys. Everywhere I go, it's like pop-up city now. So German government urges citizens to stockpile food and water in case of an attack or catastrophe. For the first time since the Cold War, the German government plans to tell citizens to stockpile food and water in case of an attack or emergency. This is pretty interesting how they're coming out and doing this, and then Obama's talking about be prepared for disaster. So they've been preparing for something. They've got their underground bunkers ready to go, and now they're sort of giving us clues here and over in Europe to be prepared. They're saying be prepared for 10 days. The German government is to have enough food and drinking water to last 5 or 10 days or something like that. But obviously, if shit hits the fan, if the power grids go down or World War III occurs, you're going to need a lot more food and water than 3 days or 5 days. You're going to need it, 6 months or 3 months or 6 months. But then again, if it goes nuclear, which most likely will, this war will be over before we know it. So, in any case, that's all I got, guys. I just want you guys to know what's going on. Some of you who follow my channel, you don't have the time to go out and research this stuff for yourself. I got a lot of time in my hands right now. I'm working from home, so in the interim, I'm sort of going through these sites, and I just want to share them with you. And make sure you guys know what's going on. Share with your friends, family. Try to wake them up the best you can. Get prepared the best you can, whether it be physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever you want to have it, whenever you want to call it. But I feel in my heart of all hearts that everything's ramping up, and this pressure cooker is about to basically boil over, and this powder keg is going to blow up pretty soon. It's going to be an interesting rest of the year. We're just going to have to sit back and see what happens, guys. But in any case, that's all I got. I'll see you guys in my next video, and take care.